What's up, guys? We're back. I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host Heather C. This is the Unexpected Podcast. We're on season 5, episode 2. We're 2 episodes in. So I want to talk to you guys about Tyra and Tierra. You guys remember Tierra, who is Tyra's younger sister, and we're catching up with them. But before we jump into that, let's talk about catching up with Patricia, who is Alex's grandmother. We met her a few seasons back. We love her. She's everyone's favorite grandmother. She's a great grandmother too, which is amazing. And we're talking to Alex's mom. Everybody is disappointed in Alex. Alex has been absent so far in the season. We haven't gotten to hear his side. I don't like to cast too much judgment on people before they're able to speak up. But we do know that even his mom, Julie, doesn't like what's happening between him and Tyra. She doesn't like the idea that he's cheating on her and he may have gotten another girl pregnant. He may even be moving to live with this other girl. This is just a lot for everyone to take in, and we're really just hoping that this isn't true. You know, rumors do start and rumors can be really nasty. There might be another girl, but like Tyra said, as long as she's not pregnant, that's not going to be the last straw for her. So we're kind of holding out hope that that's just a rumor.
Yeah, I think that her bond with his family is great. I love that even though they're kind of rocky, she's still able to go over there freely. She's still able to have them watch her child because, they've watched that baby since like birth. So, I couldn't imagine if that relationship went sour. As far as Alex is concerned, I really wish he would show up in these episodes because the last thing you want to do is paint somebody a certain picture and it's not even like that at all. I mean, we need to hear his side just like we heard Tara's side. Like, she obviously is still in love with him. That's, her baby's father, and she's wanting to make it work. But for whatever reason, he brought this other female into the picture. So it's like, it would be nice to hear his story as to why. Did he feel like his relationship was over with Tara? Like, what would make him get into this whole relationship, potentially get somebody else pregnant, if he wasn't willing to close that chapter and open a new one. But he wasn't exactly closing it if he was still sleeping with Tara. That's also another issue. So it would be nice to hear Alex's side and see, what the whole story is. So it's not so much he said, she said.
Exactly.
You can hear them both.
Exactly. There's two sides to every story, and conversations can be interpreted differently. Tyra says that there was never a conversation about him seeing other people, but possibly it was a misinterpreted miscommunication of a conversation. So we just want to hear everybody speak on what happened because we don't want to cast judgment on anyone before we know what happened. So we finally got to catch up with Tierra, who is Tyra's sister, who's pregnant again, who is with D, who we finally meet because we didn't meet him before this season. So we're finally meeting D, and they have Ella, who's legit adorable. Oh my God, so cute. And they're living in Baltimore, Maryland, which is interesting because she was in Kentucky and Dee joined the military, and that's how he's supporting the family, which is an excellent choice. They take care of your family, excellent insurance, they take care of your wife. So this is a good thing for them. I know it's going to be different for Tierra because she's living so far away from where she's used to, where her family is, where her help is. So this is going to be a tough situation because help is not a phone call away, not a car ride away. And with another baby on the way, she's really going to realize that help and her sister and her mom and her cousins, this is really important. That's something that you really need to have close to you.
Exactly. I think that is going to be a struggle at first, but in actuality, I think it will also make her stronger because being so young and having almost 2 children in the picture, that's a lot already. And then she'll have 2 children under the age of 5. That's another thing to deal with. But it's either a make or break you situation. So I think that after all is said and done, this will make her ultimately, like I said, a stronger woman to be able to have a lot on her plate and handle and multitask. It is good that she has the support of her baby's father. And, I like to thank him for his services and joining this. So that way he's, he sounds very well-rounded, that he wants to be a family man, but he also wants to, get on with his career as well. So I wish them all the best. I think that, her family isn't that far away where they can't, travel, which they're, we're seeing that in this episode that they were doing. So hopefully they'll be able to budget and visit a little bit more. Maybe mom can stay and help her, for the first week or two, get her going. And maybe she'll meet some people where she lives that might be able to help her out.
That's true. Good friends is important. It takes a village to raise a child. So to raising 2 children, she needs a whole subdivision. She needs a lot of people, a lot of help. So good luck to you guys. We can't wait to learn more about you and your story. So let's talk about Kailyn and Jason. So Jason said that he feels that his parents are spoiling Kailyn, and he said he's not jealous, but the tone of his voice made me feel like he's jealous, right? Because he was like, it used to be me, and now they're spoiling you. And they're spoiling her because she's bringing them their first grandchild. So she's literally the best thing in their house right now. So I totally understand that when people are waiting to become grandparents, the person who brings them that grandchild are literally the queen, that she's the queen of England in that house. So I really hope that he's able to overcome that, because in the end, loving the person you're with is loving you. So them loving her is showing that they love him just as much, because a lot of parents never, ever love the person that their child is with. So they've already overcome that obstacle. And we also learned that Kailyn's dad is extremely ill. He has COPD, and he said that he has heart attacks very frequently. And I'm super worried because she's living with Jason's parents. And I feel like they need to spend a lot more time with him. And especially when the baby is born, that baby needs to spend as much time with its grandfather as possible, because these are serious health conditions.
My heart definitely goes out to her and her family. My stepdad passed away from COPD, and I know it was such a struggle for my mom and for my younger sister to have to go through that and the health and stuff. Especially with him. I mean, he has heart problems too, he said. So I'm sure having a grandchild is something that he's looking forward to. It might even help pull him through and, maybe help with his recovery process, having something to look forward to. As her being a teenager, or, well, I hate to use the terminology as a child, but for her being so young, sometimes kids and teenagers, they don't have the mindset. They don't realize that things can happen until it happens. So, maybe it hasn't fully sunk in or processed her dad's illness. Instead of saying, I should spend every waking second with my dad because tomorrow's not promised. A lot of kids always are like, oh, I'll just see you tomorrow. And it sucks because sometimes there's not always a tomorrow, and you don't always realize that until you're fully matured or you become older, where you realize that you need to not take life for granted. It seems like there's still a lot that, they need to do as far as mature before this baby is born. They're both teenagers, so I'm not expecting a whole lot from either one of them. I'm not saying anything, negative towards them. I think that they're going to be great parents. I think they have great support system. I think that both sets of parents love them deeply, and they want nothing for the best for them and for their child. I just think as far as him being jealous over his parents loving her, if he only knew. You literally took the words out of my mouth when you said that normally the person that is with that person's child is never good enough. So the fact that they love her and they took her in as their own, he doesn't even realize how lucky he is, because some people spend the rest of their lives trying to win the mother-in-law over. So, he already got one step there. He just doesn't even realize it yet.
Yeah,
so.
He has a huge win. He's got to accept that win and be happy, because he loves her and so do they. That's going to make their life so much easier. And we did see them spend some time with Kailyn's parents in the episode. They were going over to stay with them, which is super important. Like I said, I hope that we see a lot more of that. Her parents are very lonely without her. That's their only baby. And like her dad said, that's my baby girl. It's always going to be my baby girl. And I hope that, especially as she's pregnant and having a baby, they spend a lot more time with them, just so that there's that bond, because moving out from your parents' house is a huge deal, and she did it a lot earlier than a lot of kids do. So even though she might have been ready, her parents weren't. They were not ready to let her go. So I really want to see her give them some more quality time. They deserve it. They're her parents.
Oh, it makes me tear up. I just love the way the dad, when I watched it, I love the way that he just expressed his love for his child. And, even though maybe he didn't see this in her future so quickly as becoming a mother, the fact that he put that aside, he's like, you know, this is my daughter, this is my baby girl. I don't care what your boyfriend says, you know,
Exactly.
you're forever going to be my baby girl and I love you. And it's just like, that is such a beautiful moment. So it's like, oh, I'm weak, but I love that. And I hope that she forever appreciates that. And like I said, I wish them the best. And I look forward to seeing their journey on the season.
So do I. I can't wait. I can't wait to see these cute, beautiful little babies be born. That's the best part of the season, and I can't wait. All right, guys, that's it for part 2. Thank you so much for joining us for the Unexpected Podcast for Season 5, Episode 2. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Heather C. Make sure you're please live tweeting with us so we can talk about the show as it happens, your reactions with our reactions. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll see you guys all really soon.